It's hard to recall when I first discovered the Flow Hive because it was all of a sudden it was everywhere on the internet. But once we saw it, we knew we had to have it. It was a quick study on bees. So finding Mike from Marin Coastal Bee was a key component to that process. So once I found my bee man, and he seemed to be very interested in the process. He had already heard of Flow Hive himself. Then we were off and running.
A Flow Hive is based on a traditional hive setup, and it's square boxes, but it has a special set of flow frames which sit in the top of the hive, and it's where the honey is made by the bees. And the remarkable thing about this is that you can actually put a crank in it, turn the crank, and the honey comes out of the bottom of these frames, out of a tube, right into a jar. And it doesn't have to be strained, or it doesn't have to be heated, or nothing. You don't have to do anything to it. It's just ready to eat right when it comes out of the hive. Here at Jordan, we're elevated slightly up in some hills. The Russian River is very close by, and whenever you're near a river, there are plants and flowers that bloom during times of drought, during times that are very dry. That provides great forage for the bees. And then more specifically here on the winery property, there's gardens, there's lavender, there's vegetables, there are things blooming all throughout the summer, and that's great for the bees too. In the midst of kind of a dry field, there's still what most people would consider nuisance weeds coming up, like thistle, star thistle, and mustard is growing, and those things tend to just pop up out of the ground even though it's dry because they've had a little rain earlier in the year, and they bloom. And when they bloom, the bees find them, and it's good food for the bees.
Our first experience with bees here at Jordan were Central Valley beekeepers bringing their bees here to winterize them, to give them the protein and sugar they need to get through the winters, and to be ready to go into the Central Valley in the spring to pollinate the almonds and the stone fruit. Therefore, I thought, why not have our own bees here and then take advantage of the honey production as well. Using honey in cooking, one of the first things I did after finding my mentor and procuring my Flow Hive was recipes. I'd already been using honey, as cane sugar is so one-dimensional. So even when we use sugar, it's demerara, it's something with a raw sugar component. And since I can't grow sugarcane here, obviously, and the bees being the next step, we started looking to incorporate even more honey into our tastings. Of course, the salad dressings, that's ubiquitous. But I've also used it, it's a wonderful humectant, which means it loves water. So in baked goods, it's gonna retain moisture in baked goods. I even use it in my kimchi recipes. Anywhere I'm finding sugar, I'll take the palm sugar out and I'll try a honey. I'll try the different honeys I have. It becomes another spice component on my rack. The process has been fascinating. It's part science fiction, part Game of Thrones. I've learned about guard bees and requeening. So at a certain point in the spring, they seem to change leaders and bring a new queen in. I don't know if one's for production of comb and then they bring in the honey specialist, but every day Mike comes out and we go through the bees and we learn something new. Just as with our olive oil and with our wine, of course, I want to see the expression of our terroir in our honey, and I think we're going to find that here.